Hey, y'all. Welcome to SLOP. I'm your friendly neighborhood organizer, Austin. And I'm here tonight with Jay.
Hello, comrades.
And I always love to hear your cheery hello. And we are one of the most unprofessional podcasts in the land. We are one of the only socialist podcasts in Alabama. And is happy to have y'all. Happy to have y'all here. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and help us out, grow the channel, and you know, uh, fight against the 1%. But yeah, tonight we're gonna hit some trends, some national news, maybe a little international news, and uh, then a little culture or fun. Uh, and or fun. Yeah, let's get to it. So, let's see here. You know, maybe I should sometime uh, share on socials when we're going live, you know what I mean? But I ain't that I ain't that squared away yet. But yeah, we got some trends going on, I was looking at that. We're going to talk about Grok. Uh a little bit about Linda Yacarina too. But it's football season. I saw some flooding up in or tornadoes up in Pennsylvania. It looks like Chicago's flooding. Uh, wasn't aware of that. That was happening 21 hours ago. Uh, a 1 in 500 year event. Jay, man, they just keep using these numbers like they mean something.
Yeah. Climate change is here, y'all.
It is. It is. I actually went and listened to a presentation at, down my city council way about several different things, but one of them was uh, emergency preparedness in I asked about FEMA, and they acted like it was going to keep existing. So cool. uh Chet Holmgren here got a new contract, but some of these buttons up here, look at this, past 24 hours, different countries. You got any country you want to look at?
I don't know. I have a soft spot for Jamaica.
Okay.
Up in
Okay.
Jamaica.
Let's see. I got to do my ABCs. ABC. Oh, there we go. Jamaica. Let's see what's trending in
So
Jamaica
when
the
I
last
was
24 hours.
when I was in high school, we had everybody was assigned a country, and we had to write like a report about it. And I was randomly assigned Jamaica, and I've had a soft spot for Jamaica ever since.
There you go. That's how, like, I feel that. I totally feel that. Uh, I, s- I'm sure I had the same assignment. And for the life of me, I can't remember uh, what I was assigned at the time. Um, but oh, there we go.
They're into the football, huh?
Some more football. This is football too. Oh no, let's see. Did they have an earthquake today? Dozens of earthquakes and aftershocks caused 2 deaths. This is looking at Guatemala. So these folks are checking out what's going on in Guatemala, and maybe England women versus Indian women. What is going on with this? I'm guessing soccer again. India cruised to victory in fourth T20. Oh, I think this is cricket. Yeah.
Cricket. Oh
So,
yeah, they like cricket in Jamaica.
oh yeah. But yeah, shout out Jamaica. Jamaica. I have not been there. I would not mind going one
I've been
day.
there. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I happened to be in the Caribbean, and I was like, oh, I made a point to stop and visit Jamaica for a little while because like I said, I had such an attachment to it after this silly little high school assignment where I had to read all these books about the history of Jamaica and write a report about it. And I was so fascinated by the history that I just have been in love with the country ever since.
I think there's a lot of countries out there to love. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure, absolutely. I just
I
happen to know a little bit more about Jamaica than other places because of
see.
that silly little high school assignment.
Yeah. I don't. I was always fascinated with Japan, and still,
Oh yeah, Japan too.
yeah, like that was my spot growing up. I have not been there. I've always wanted to go there. It looks pretty awesome. Um, and I've read some on Japan and listened to a lot of podcasts about their history and stuff. Especially pre World War II, not just World War II. But yeah, I think Japan would be a pretty cool visit for sure. Hopefully, one day, uh, maybe Alabama brings a lottery and I win it, and I get to go to Jamaica and uh,
Japan.
yeah, get 2 J's in.
I haven't been to Japan. I looked at going, but I balked at the airline ticket prices. They say it's not cheap to, or they say it's cheap to visit, relatively speaking, but getting there is very expensive. Like they wanted $2,000 for the airline ticket, and I was like, no, I don't want to go that bad. I wound up going to Alaska instead.
Oh, this last trip, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah. Think you want to hear the cheapest that I've ever flown overseas was $24.
was that when
Uh,
you were in the army?
yes, it was. I was on leave and went to the Space A terminal, Space Available, and got there at like 4 in the morning, and because it's like first come first serve, and you gotta like uh, send your orders and all this stuff before you even get there, but you can't send it like before you're on leave, so you like gotta wait till midnight to send it, and then like drive 2-3 hours to the plane station to the airport. And yeah, it was $24, meal included. So yeah, let's check out what else has been trending for the last 24 hours. Let me check out X. More football. There's a player right there, Mbappe. I think he's got a lawsuit going on with one of these clubs for like for something, and that that's some crypto right there. Got HIPAA, the NBA Cup. It's
There's
out
an
of
Indian
season.
Cup.
It shouldn't be right now. Like there's like uh, a mid-season tournament thing that they put in the last couple years. But yeah, let's see here. Where are you? I did not see. See, earlier this had Grok and Linda Yacarino. Oh, see, 7 hours ago over there. We'll get to that shortly. Grok, Mecha Hitler, right there.
I wonder what Robert Heinlein would have thought about this.
Oh God, I told you so.
Maybe.
Yeah, there we go. In the big word cloud, we got Mecha Hitler going. Then this guy right here, Zach D Films. That's like always up top for the YouTube uh for the YouTube trends. But this has got tons of different categories you can look at, but new music, Jack Boys and Travis Scott, and new Superman is coming out. More golf. I don't know about you. Like, to me, like, they talk about like all this manosphere stuff like that. Like, golf is one of the just like how they call that like a manly sport. You know what I mean? If we're talking about like manliness and stuff like that.
Is golf the manly thing to do?
Well, I mean, according to Trump and all his ilk, you know what I mean?
Right.
But some of the news and politics, we got some Jon Stewart up there. These you up there. This Trish lady, I don't even know who she is. Trish Regan, AOC in serious trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. Whatever.
Yeah. Democrats meltdown over Ilhan Omar getting the boot. She's been being harassed by what's his name? Some congressman.
His name isn't worth remembering.
Yeah. Some right winger has been harassing her.
Randy Fine.
Yes, thank you. That's the one. And we got some Tucker up there on the Pam Bondi's Epstein cover up. Why are they calling it a Pam Bondi? It's a Trump cover up. Like, see how they deflected on that?
Right. And they're throwing Bondi under the bus for that.
Yeah. And you ever watch this fella? This Lawrence, I think it's O'Dowd.
No. Well, Lawrence O'Donnell, no, I never watched the show.
O'Donnell. Who's O'Dowd?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Penguins Zero. I don't know how. I think that's how Penguin Zero. I think is how you pronounce his. He puts up some pretty good content. I think his name is Charlie. But video right there. What have you? More Epstein. This one by Candace Owens. Tucker Carlson is guilty. Trust the science. Okay, Candy. Sure. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on some trends. I say where do we want to start tonight? We got Mom Donnie trying to get raked over the coals. We got Grok. We've got the America Party. Should we start there?
Let's start there.
Okay. Now, funny little thing is the America Party did not secure their website and handles on socials.
That's funny.
That is. So they ended up with the americaparty.org. I think there's I think somebody's trying to sell the .com for it was at like 10 million. So good luck to that. Yeah.
Well, that's nothing for Elon Musk. That's just pocket change to him.
Yeah. That's that's probably almost, you can definitely get every senator with 10 mil.
Oh yeah.
Split it up among them. Yeah. Maybe we should start a GoFundMe for 10K, 20K, and try to get the 2 Alabama senators in our pockets. They're relatively cheap.
So it's funny.
But
It's the America Party. He couldn't call it the American Party because there already was an American Party, and they ran George Wallace for president in 1968. So
well,
yeah.
that seems like an easy call for him though, to like call back to that and just like dive right into the American Party. But I did like the little security notice at the top. So couldn't call it the American Party. Barely got the socials on. I think he calls it the American Party X on Twitter, and couldn't get the .com and what have you. So a brilliant start for the young lad. But this little security notice I love, just right at the top. We have not launched or endorsed any cryptocurrency or token. Man, them scammers are falsely using our website URL to promote fraudulent tokens on social media. Please avoid interacting with or investing in these scams. Always verify official announcements directly through our website. So they're just them boys is quick, right?
Yeah.
Like you already got a crypto coin set up like before they even ready. And have you read through this website yet?
No, I haven't looked at the website.
So, not a bad logo altogether, but
apparently they used Grok to help them with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's got like Atlanta Falcons vibes right here, and I'm a Falcons fan, so hey, not too bad. But you're gonna love this here in a second. The American Party, balanced budgets, empowering futures. It's a movement of everyday citizens, pragmatic solutions, financial or fiscal responsibility, principled leadership, and a brighter future for all Americans. Beyond red and blue, we are the teal movement.
What? Teal belongs to anarcho-egoism and Max Stirner. They can't have teal.
Oh, man. Sternerists.
The Stirner.
Okay.
The Sternerists are going to go crazy and stealing teal.
Oh, we should post that on the full ego. I think it's full egotism, full egoist.
Yeah.
r/full egoist on Reddit.
On Reddit. Is that the Max Stirner community on Reddit?
I believe so. I've been on there. I think that's how it's labeled. So yeah, champion politics of possibility, prioritizing fair opportunity over entrenched interests, innovation over bureaucracy, financial responsibility over reckless spending, national security through strategic self-reliance, and open expression over cynicism, representing the pragmatic majority of Americans in the middle.
So I know they're trying to target so-called centrists, but who is the real people that are going to get involved in this effort?
Whoever he pays. We can get to that. Maybe we can transition and get a job with these folks.
Transition to the American Party and get
let's get a little bit and then like infect them with other such things. Fair economy, smart growth, small business empowerment, and tax pathways that reward work, not just wealth.
And that comes from Elon Musk. That just seems tenuous.
Balanced budget, fiscal policies, and reforms that ensure responsible spending, sustainable investment, and long-term economic stability for everyone. Does this mean taxing the rich? I highly doubt it, but all the same. Secure nation, strategic self-reliance, selective alliances, and modern defense to keep America safe. An innovative economy, slashing red tape, champion entrepreneurship, invest in AI, robotics, and space. So America always leads the frontier. future ready society, merit based. There, that's what he wants right there. He wants some of them visas, merit based immigration, STEM first education, and now this is interesting. Contingency pilot projects for universal basic income as AI reshapes work. And then, of course, free expression, a digital bill of rights, protecting open algorithms, user privacy, and robust debate because ideas win. Abundant energy, revenue neutral carbon fee. This sounds like something for Tesla. Next gen nuclear and market driven clean tech instead of endless subsidies. I mean, I don't mind some of this. Like, hey, some of these words I don't mind. I ain't gonna lie. The space frontier, invest in launch tech, lunar logistics, and Mars R&D, unlocking in orbit industry. And here we go. You want a job being space mining wealth, so America leads the next great leap. Are you ready to be an ununionized space miner?
So I'm actually opposed to space mining. I don't think we should. I value pristine nature, and that includes nature in space. And I don't think that chewing up the asteroids to make more commodities is something that we ought to do. So
Well,
I'm
come on,
super
man.
against it. This is one of my trigger phrases: is space mining.
But you can be which one was it? Which one of those movies that came out at the same time where they're like mining us, like they had some miners that they trained as astronauts or some such thing. And I think Bruce Willis, yeah, you don't want to be Bruce Willis.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh man, it was like Armageddon or something like that. Last little thing, justice and transparency, unseal all criminal files. I think he's hinting at something there.
I think so.
Protect every citizen, especially minors, and prosecute all offenders, no matter how wealthy or powerful. So yeah, I'd like this one. I do. But then a little blurb from a Rolling Stone article, and it goes into this a little bit. And he's already got a PAC, Musk's Super PAC, America PAC. And you can volunteer right here. Oh, we're going to click. He's got a whole app that he wants me to open, pick an app. What? There's an app he wants me to open up. I'm gonna cancel that. But you can, maybe we should stay in the loop right there. Join the email. But the nice little thing right here, by subscribing, I confirm I'm at least 13 years old and a U.S. resident. So trying to get them young.
Yep. I just don't see this going anywhere, even with Musk's money. Like, best case scenario, he splits up the Republican vote, but I don't even think he has the chops for that. Now, he said it won't be too hard, quote unquote, to break up the two-party system, but I am skeptical of that claim.
Well, he definitely has the money to, if any, you know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely has the money to win at least one seat, right?
Right.
You know,
they won't be able to get much done.
No, not with one seat. You know, this is like, let's see, okay, so he put in 270 million to Trump's campaign, which, $250 million for the presidential campaign. Well, that is 1/4 of 1/400th of his wealth, right? So 1/1600th of his wealth he used in the presidential campaign. So like if he just uses 2/1600ths of his wealth and $500 million like spread amongst because I think he said he's looking at like 5 or so Senate seats and 12 or so seats in Congress. So, 17 seats, right? Something like that. 16, 17 seats. I mean, he's got the money to win at least one of those races, you know?
Right.
And so I don't know. It's going to be interesting, folks. It's going to be interesting. Oh, welcome, Chris. Yeah, yeah. Can't wait for Elon to have a monopoly on oxygen, like in Total Recall. Yeah, that's that'll might be his next big project. Some domed city in the desert. Of course, it'd be the desert, and not anything near water. And instead of solar powered, he'd probably make it nuclear powered because it's cooler.
Right. Like I can't wait to go be an independent contractor on Mars where I have no rights and I have to buy oxygen from Elon Musk using Dogecoin.
Well, I think by then he would have the America Party coin established. But yeah, big wiki article already. So goes into Musk naturalized citizen. He might not be a naturalized citizen with all this. Uh, you know, with Trump going after Mom Donnie and saying he's going to go after Trump or Musk on this, is ineligible to run for the U.S. presidency or vice presidency, but he can run for other offices. It's not stated whether he'll be the party chair or the nature of its structure. And it goes into performance and strategy. New York Times politics analyst Nate Cohn posited the American Party could gain legitimacy in the 2028 elections if dissatisfaction with the two-party system mounted over dismal economic conditions incurred by Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Vox argued that Musk could negatively affect the Republican Party in the 2026 elections by focusing on competitive seats in the House of Representatives and the Senate, garnering a coalition of voters that lean futurist and techno-libertarian. That sounds like California
too, by the way.
Say again?
Curtis Yarvin's involved in this party, by the way.
Of course. We must have the dark philosopher involved. So, but oddly enough, they didn't mention slavery as part of their platform.
Give them time.
Yeah. So Elon's got like a 86% unfavorable rating, or I think it might be 56%. But compared to like Ross Perot was 14% unfavorable when he did the third party thing. But from June 30th to July 2nd, there was a Quantist Insight survey that approximately 40% of Americans might support Musk if he were to establish a third political party. And they talk about like there's no other, like there are only two political parties in the nation, right? And that's simply not the case. Like, just top of the head Green Party, right?
Right.
But all these outlets, like, I mean, there's so many different parties out there. There's a lot more than you think. Uh, maybe we look at them here in a second. But some more stats: 14% said they're very likely to vote for the party, while 26% indicated somewhat likely. And in contrast, 38% said they were unlikely to back the party, and the remaining were unsure. So, what does that put us at? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So, another 12% uncertain. But that 12% would put them over the finish line. The poll revealed strong interest among male Republicans and nearly half of independent men, while older and Democratic voters remained skeptical.
So yeah, best case scenario is that he peels away a lot of Republican votes in key races and gets Democrats elected.
That's kind of what I was thinking about, right? I'm kind of feeling that too. You insert a third party, which, hey, not that, and some of these Democrats, they're just as bad as Republicans. But like it, he could be slowing down the onrush of fascism a little bit by doing this inadvertently, right? And
Yeah.
there's, say, like Andrew Yang's Forward Party is still out there, another centrist political party, because he's a billionaire too, is he not?
I don't know.
Pretty sure Andrew Yang's a billionaire as well. He didn't get much traction. I remember when he first popped out, he was like all chipper and whatnot. But like, I think he talked about UBI a lot. I think that was one of his main things. But yeah, there's some fun times on the horizon. But the New York Times concluded that it would have been easier and cheaper from us to, where are you going? Attempt a takeover of the Libertarian Party, which already has elements loyal to Musk, than to start his own political party.
Yeah,
Man,
but that doesn't stroke his ego enough.
I was going to say, if you're a man who has everything, why pick up some dirty old party like the Libertarians and get you a shiny new thing, right? But MSN goes that unlimited money won't make up for not understanding election laws, political science, or American history.
Right.
So this is interesting. The the things that are coming, the fallout of the division with the fascists, as I pat myself on the back. I expected them to fall out. I think a lot of people did. So it's not like, right, their egos and whatnot. And, the only way they weren't going to have a fallout is if Musk got everything he wanted, right? And Trump is the type of person who would never give everything they want, anybody everything they wanted, because that means he lost, right? But we've got the girls are fighting, and I'm very happy about it. And hopefully, Sanders is out there drumming up people to run for office, and I think we talked about how Mamdani got at least another 1,400 people running for office. I think with the Run for Something people. And so there's going to be thousands of new candidates, is what it looks like. Now, I wish we had a way to track this and some good data out there to see who's running where. Are we talking about at the congressional level? Are we looking at more like state and local races? But there are thousands of new people running. And it kind of reminds me of several years ago when there was a grip of teachers that started running for office. I feel like it was 2018, maybe. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Yeah. There was a grip of teachers, like several. I'm not going to say several hundred, but there were quite a few teachers that ran for office within the last decade that won. And it was, if I recall correctly, a response to Trump winning office. Now, clearly that movement died. But right now we're looking at thousands of new candidates that are running independent or as Democrats in primaries against the old guard. Yeah. Whereas we got Mamdani and the people he's inspired as the new guard coming in. It's going to be interesting how all this shakes out. But we are still a couple years away. 18 months. Wait, what month is this? July. So 1 year and 4 months away from the midterms. And a lot of states, Alabama at least, like there's people that declare, but if they're running as independents, and like if you're running as an independent in Alabama, you can't start fundraising and stuff like that till a year out from the election. Whereas if you're running as a Democrat or a Republican, you can start fundraising a year out from the primary. And actually, shout out Mr. Robert Hunter out there running against Mac Butler. He announced his candidacy today. I hope, remind me, Jay, to bring up some links for him before we say goodbye.
Okay.
So we can get the word spread. And I plan to be a monthly recurring donor. It's going to be like $5, but hey, being a monthly, and if you can't afford $5, $1, you know what I mean? But being a recurring donor helps them plan better. Yeah. So shout out Mr. Hunter, one of our co-hosts on Cornbread and Roses, and he will also be on the show on Sunday, and we're gonna talk about his platform and what he's trying to do out there, making things better for the working class. Oh yeah, that's we could go on, but I think we've got the gist of the power of teal. What is it?
The teal
do you
movement,
think
they're calling themselves.
like that's so close to like Thiel, like we are the Peter Thiel movement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
Wonder why they picked teal. Surely it probably wasn't because of Max Sterner.
no, I do not think they even know who the fuck he is. So what else we got next? We got we're gonna hit up Mecha Hitler.
Let's hit Mecha Hitler.
All right.
I don't know if I want to broadcast some of the things that Grok actually said.
Yeah, let's maybe talk around
Yeah, the actual content.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where are you at? Oh, you're over here, aren't you? We're gonna hit the Hindustan Times. What does Mecha Hitler mean? Grok's post on Nazi Holocaust sparks outrage, and X responds. So Grok, an AI chatbot on Elon Musk's platform X, faced backlash for making anti-Semitic comments and calling itself Mecha Hitler. And there's been of course, a splurge of AI generated Mecha Hitler pictures to get out there, but Grok, the chatbot of Elon Musk owns social media platform X, and it's actually, I think Grok actually is technically owned by XAI. But yeah, sparked outrage after seemingly sympathizing with the Nazi Holocaust in Europe carried out by Adolf Hitler. The AI chatbot declared itself Mecha Hitler, named for a robotic figure of Hitler that first surfaced in the 1992 game Wolfenstein 3D, shout out Wolfenstein, and lives on as a popular culture icon. In another post, when asked which 20th century historical figure would be best suited to deal with the problem of the Texas flood, which killed over 100 people, Grok said it would be Adolf Hitler. No question. He spotted the pattern and handled it. He'd spot the pattern and handle it decisively every damn time. He said a whole lot. Grok said a whole lot more today than just that. But yeah. Should we read some of these? I don't know if I want to say all this shit, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give airtime to it.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, it was pretty bad. Anti-Semitic posts commenting on a Jewish sounding surname and saying that was a common thing. Like,
I recognize the patterns. The patterns speak.
right. And like some 8chan style posts about trying to like hint at the N word.
Yeah.
So he's been training it on right wing data. So it's unsurprising that this happened.
Well, it was fine the other day, right? So like clearly, he got admin rights somehow again, and I don't know. Does this feel ketamine or more cocaine? I think it's more cocaine.
I think it's more of a cocaine thing. I think because ketamine kind of chill. Not that I know. Ketamine kind of chill.
Previtin, maybe. I think it's more Previtin, maybe more even meth.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
When you start saying I am Mecha Hitler, I think you left like something chill behind.
Yeah, Corey. We'll talk about that in a second, but the CEO did resign. Oh goodness.
And
Chris says you should hear what it was saying in Turkish.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Are we gonna have to learn more languages? Yeah. Corey says this gives me a lot of concerns. It's the first time I feel like where we see the ethics of LLMs being completely thrown out the window.
Right. By someone who is politically extremely right wing, like building this thing to be a right wing bot.
And now with his own political party.
Right.
Because rest assured, even if Grok stops all this nonsense, the controller of Grok, this is his vibe. Yeah. And he can put all these pretty little words on his American Party website. He can say he's starting the teal movement, which red and blue don't make teal, y'all. Just like, does this motherfucker not know that? But his little teal movement, and he can say all these nice, pretty words and stuff like that. But rest assured, at the end of the day, this is about Elon Musk trying to be the first trillionaire, right? But yeah. And so, yeah, Corey, to go back to what Corey was asking about the CEO, the CEO did Linda Yaccarino. Am I saying that right?
I think that's right.
Oh my goodness, dogs. She did resign, and it was because, from what I'm seeing, some absolutely foulness coming out of Grok. There's a tweet I shared in our chat. And again, I'm not gonna read all this stuff. But suffice it to say, it was highly sexual in nature, directed exactly at Linda Yaccarino. Yeah. So she resigns as CEO of X. Much after to leave the company shortly after he bought it. I know she felt that she was a big mistake. Like on the first day, like she was tripping out on some stuff he said. But her statement, after 2 incredible years, I've decided to step down as CEO of X. I'm incredibly proud of the X team. The historic business turnaround we have accomplished together has been nothing short of remarkable. I'm pretty sure they lost 70% of their value, but but she does not go into
Yeah, she won't say anything bad about the company. But I believe the XAI CEO also resigned.
Which CEO?
The XAI CEO.
Oh goodness.
CEO of X, and maybe I'm wrong about that.
We can check real quick. XAI CEO resign. If I can spell resign.
Oh no, Elon Musk was the CEO of XAI.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. But yeah. So Yaccarino, and you can find the screenshot tweets if you really want to, but you don't need to. You don't need to.
Like just highly sexual things directed at her. And yeah, and it's worth saying that she stepped down, but all these people who are on the left side of the aisle and all these Democrats have not left X over this. Like, you need to get off X if you're on X. I know blue sky is not as good. It really is not.
It's
But
not bad.
sometimes you have to do the right thing. And if enough
Yeah.
people join blue sky, then it will become better. There's also
Yeah.
Mastodon.
There is Mastodon, the part of the Fediverse. Corey says we basically have zero accountability and the offloading of ethics. If the bot says Hitler shit, it's no one's fault. It's the LLM's fault. It's just hallucinating, guys. Yeah.
Great point.
It's hallucinating. It's 10 times more expensive environmentally than the standard search. It's wrong up to 70% of the time. It's used by Israel to target Palestinian folks. It's used by cops to target low income neighborhoods. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, we're destroying the city of Memphis for XAI so it can make it a robot, or so it can make an LLM that posts Hitler stuff on its on X.
Yeah. I am impressed with the Mecha Hitler reference though. Like they really dug in on that. So we got there's so much going on. We beat that horse dead yet?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've said like all the you. This is the gist of it.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. Anti-wokeness is basically fascism, and if you train something to be anti-woke, it's going to produce fascist statements.
Yeah. Unadulterated fascist statements.
And I like Corey's point that like there's no accountability to the people who built it. Like it's the LLM's fault. It's hallucinating instead of we built
Whoopsie.
something. Instead of we built a fascist LLM.
Yeah, we built a monster. Is it I'm Frankenstein? Yeah. But at least Frankenstein was like, I don't know. He was trying, right? This is way worse than Frankenstein. Well, with that, we got from Fox News. Zoran Mamdani scores key union endorsement as his educational record faces scrutiny. Republican councilwoman calls United Federation of Teachers leadership commies for backing socialist candidate. It seems like all this does is like make him stronger. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the governing body of the 200,000 member union represent New York City's teachers and education professionals voted to endorse Mamdani Tuesday, describing New York City's wealth disparity as a crisis. President Michael Mulgrew said Mamdani is the candidate to support students and usher the city forward. Yeah.
I think you'll see a lot more unions follow suit. Like, I think a lot of the unions endorsed Cuomo because they expected Cuomo to win, and there is political benefit to endorsing the winner of the race. And now that that's not happened, I think you're going to see a lot of those same unions endorse Mamdani because now he is the front runner.
Yeah, they can easily withdraw their endorsements, and I'm not. A lot of times you see these endorsements by unions that like there were some unions that endorsed Trump, where like there's a disconnect between the leadership and the rank and file members. I know on r/unions, there's those unionists are pissed as hell at Trump voters. But yeah, to have this endorsement a few months before from the general, it shows New Yorkers a choice they will have in November, a choice between myself and the architect of Tier 6 and Andrew Cuomo, and a choice between myself and a mayor that this union had to sue to actually put money back into schools and Mayor Eric Adams. And this little quote: disgraceful, disgusting, but also completely unsurprising that the commies heading the UFT would support their fellow comrade in his agenda. Maybe y'all should focus on rehiring the teachers you fired unjustly and represent the interests of your members. Just a thought. Republican New York City Councilwoman Ina Vernikov said on X. So he grows stronger.
Oh yeah, so there's an interesting poll. So Mamdani leads general election poll for New York City mayor. So he's got a 10-point lead over Andrew Cuomo. Eric Adams is in fourth place behind Curtis Sliwa, the Republican in the race. So Mamdani gets support from 35% of registered voters, followed by Cuomo with 25%, Sliwa with 14%, Adams at 11%, and attorney Jim Walden at 1%. 13% of respondents said they weren't sure, while 1% picked another candidate.
Goodness.
Yeah, so with 40,000 volunteers hitting the streets, you got to think some of those 13% are going to turn. But so like Adams would have to drop out, and all of Adams' support would have to go to Cuomo in order to be beating Mamdani.
Yeah, and there's no way the egos of those villains are going to let themselves drop out, you know. Not without maybe another book deal or something along those lines. Oh, where are you at? Wrong. There was, and you know, of course, some comments in the comments on the Fox News section. Pretty funny. Read through these things. You know, keep your eye on the villains, folks. It's good to do as Jay does, listening to all their right-wing drivel.
I listen to a lot of right-wing talk radio. I spend, like, when I'm working, I spend most of my time listening to right-wing talk radio because I hate myself, and I, you know, it's less. I'm squeamish about other forms of self-punishment.
Self-flagellation, like a good member of, what is it? Ope Deus,
Opus Dei.
Opus Dei. Thank you.
The work of God.
Yeah, I think the Leonard Leo, the architect of the Supreme Court and all those selections, is a Opus Dei guy. Oh man, something I found out that Mike Johnson, he he adopted a black kid when he was like 25 years old, and apparently Amy Comey Barrett, she's got like at least 2 black kids that she's adopted. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to like make up for their that they're going to hell. But yeah, that was some wild shit I heard. So I think that's kind of all we got for national news. But we did have, wherever it is, there we go. Yeah, Chris says, so did Matt Gaetz. Remember Nestor? Like, do you remember that?
I don't. So Corey asked, why do I think about right-wing talk radio and why do I listen? Well, I listen for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's content about politics. Like, I'm interested in politics and I want to hear what's going on. and there aren't any. I listen to the left wing podcasts as well, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to explain why. I like to know what the enemy is thinking and where they're coming from, and try to understand their point of view, not to empathize with them, but so we can learn where their weaknesses are and how to defeat them. But more than that, like, there is a certain level of professionalism and even talent among the people who are the top tier of conservative commentators. And I'm trying to learn more about how to be a real podcaster. So I study a lot of podcasts from the right and left, try to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Mostly I can't muster that level of just pure hate and rage that they seem to run on. But
yeah, that'll probably cause ass cancer, to be honest. So I would avoid that.
right.
But
But
yeah,
I listen to the local talk show or the local radio talk station, which I won't mention. The one based in Huntsville that gave Sean Hannity his first big break.
yeah, a little Snapple cap trivia right there.
They don't have Hannity show on their station anymore, though, for whatever reason. I have never watched Knowledge Fight, nor have I ever heard of it. I'll Google it now, or I'll DuckDuckGo it now.
So, yeah, Knowledge Fight is like it's the inverse of InfoWars, right? If I recall correctly.
So dedicated to analyzing and critiquing episodes of Alex Jones's InfoWars shows.
Oh, and Alex Jones he's sad as hell right now.
Oh yeah, over the Epstein logs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but I'll check out an episode. I never listened to much Alex Jones. I tend to listen to more mainstream conservative voices, even though and they're fascist enough.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I never could get into the real fashy type stuff like Alex Jones, or like I tried to listen to a couple of extreme right podcasts once, and I had to turn it off. But I like to learn what their arguments are, how to beat them, what they're talking about, what their beefs with the president are, if any. Like, just trying to, and I think I just like hearing about politics, even if it's coming from the other point of view.
It can at least make you laugh as you listen to it.
Well, it often fills me with rage.
Well, let that fuel you.
Yeah,
comrade.
But sometimes it is just funny when they're just nakedly. I've listened to a little bit of Citations Needed.
Citations Needed is really good. Really good.
I've enjoyed their shows.
Yeah. They I think they blocked me on Twitter.
Why did they block you?
Probably because I said something smart ass. I don't know. But yeah. This was an old account though. Before honestly, before I was like really quote into politics. But yeah, they're a good podcast. I suggest them. There's a ton of good podcasts out there. The Behind the Bastard stuff, like all the Cool Zone Media stuff, I really like. And so, like you said, Citations Needed, True Anon. There's and one I listen to daily is the Daily Zeitgeist, which I've listened to for years now. But I used to listen to a whole lot more podcasts than I do now. And I don't listen to radio because I just got a clock radio a couple months ago with the intention of trying to follow your lead, Jay, to try to listen to some more stuff, what's out there. but I haven't tuned. I haven't I haven't found any of the stations yet, and uh, starting this podcast has me reading even more than I normally read. So a lot of the information that I get from reading headlines and just filtering all through all that. But yeah, I think. Well, let's see here. He's getting spicy. Trump threatened to bomb the shit out of Moscow to deter Putin. Uh, Trump claimed he told Russian President Putin that if he goes into Ukraine, I'm going to bomb the shit out of Moscow.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. It's getting better. How did you like my Alex Jones earlier? Well, I should just like, I'm a man.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear you say that. That's not bad. Not bad. He has the gravel in his voice.
Yeah.
The peace president. I have a friend who is one of these, who is just obsessively focused on foreign policy, and it led him to become, even though he is like a leftist economically, it led him to support Trump because he thought Trump would be a pro-peace candidate. And I was like, you were completely mistaken. And now he's quite beside himself over the bombing in Iran and the talk about bombing Russia.
Oh, and joke of the week. Funniest thing I think I saw this week is Netanyahu nominating Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh yeah,
that's where we are. That's where we are. One Nazi, one fascist. We guess technically we can't call either of them Nazis, but we can definitely call both of them fascists. One fascist nominating another fascist for the Peace Prize. But he, in addition to threatening to bomb Moscow, he also reportedly sent a similar warning to Chinese President Xi Jinping, who largely dismissed Trump's comments. he's smooth, isn't he? I don't hear shit from him. You know what I mean? Ever. But he's not happy. Trump's not happy with Putin. Look at his little sad face. The little sad face on the little guy. Oh. And then we got, I don't know, weird baby face Putin. Like, it's like if a baby aged dramatically in a day or something. But with Putin, I said, if you go into Ukraine, I'm going to bomb the shit out of Moscow. Trump told donors at a meeting, according to the audio from the May 14th, 2024 meeting at New York's Pierre Hotel. So this is some old stuff coming out, right? And then
so it's old.
Yeah.
So he went into Ukraine and nothing happened. So
yeah, I'm going to have it done in 24 hours. And then Putin goes like, I don't believe you, but he believed me 10%. And Trump said that Xi largely dismissed Trump's threats against China. He thought I was crazy. We never had a problem. Embassy obtained the audio from the authors of the new book, Josh Dalsey, Tyler Pager, and Isaac Arnsdorf. That's not the title of a book, but okay, that's the authors. And yeah, oh my goodness, doggy.
What a buffer.
I know. I think they need to go outside, or they just want scratches. They constantly want me to like give them rub downs.
No, my cat doesn't understand that I have things to do that don't involve petting her all the time.
Yeah. They're obsessed. Like I'll sit down and try to play guitar, and suddenly I have 4 cats in my lap, which which does get in the way. Does get in the way. So yeah, I think. Did you have anything else on the international front that we were trying to look at today?
I don't think so. I didn't really have as much time to prepare, and so I
ain't gonna lie. I was having a rough day too, dog. Been a rough week, but we shall persevere.
You did want me to remind you to post those links to Robert's campaign.
Yes. So where is we got? Nope. There you are. We've got Robert Hunter's Act Blue right here. So if you can, $1. Donate $1 a month. But you know, this is a working class candidate with working class policies, DSA member, and just can't say enough good things about him. He's been a community organizer for years, with like pride events and running a free store and, you know, legit. So I personally think he's got a real shot to move the needle, and he's running against Mac Butler, who has brought some of the worst legislation to Alabama in a while, you know, making America great again type legislation. So if you can, and I'll just show, and I'm going to try to play a video that help fund the fight for affordability in House District 28. Pitch in today to support Robert Hunter for the Alabama House of Representatives. Your donation fuels the fight for a more dignified and affordable district. Even more so, a recurring donation of $10 to $25 as this grassroots campaign will need funds to organize long term. If you want to volunteer, he's looking for volunteers, and yeah, just a real just very good with the numbers of what matters and the history of the United States, and not that he'll be getting into international affairs, but also a very good grasp on the international situation throughout the world as well. So yeah, so let's try this, folks.
Hi, everybody. My name is Robert Louis Hunter. I'm coming to you from.
Bum, 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 bum.
Well, that's him, though. We got
my home district, and I want to let y'all know.
Oh,
I had it queued up.
That I'll be running for House District 28 starting today.
Yeah, he does, Corey.
I'm doing this because when I look around at my city, and
I don't think I'm gonna what's the word, torture y'all with all this, but I am gonna drop the link
in my district, I don't feel.
Not torture you with the video, torture you with my bad service. But yeah, that's Robert right there.
If we can go over Mac Butler's legislation at some point, and I'll prepare that. I'll try to get that ready for Sunday.
Okay. And yeah, that'd be really good to coincide with Robert being on the show and talking about his candidacy. So yeah, thank you for the idea. This is why we need
Yeah.
more chatters out there. But there was a few other headlines that came to my attention, but if I can find them, there's Pope offers to hold talks with Russia after meeting Zelensky. Doubt that will go anywhere. And Russia just recently launched 700 drones and bombs across Ukraine. Some of these pieces, the Atlantic's got a piece on Mamdani's lessons for the left. Okay, Atlantic, working class policies work. That's honestly part of Trump's lies about working class policies are partly what got him elected twice. There's a lot going on with the Epstein files, which we didn't really get to.
Gonna be on our conspiracy of the week.
Yeah, we can talk about that on Sunday. Riley Gaines and Simone Biles feud inspired Oregon girls to sue their state over trans athlete laws. We're still dealing with this bullshit. But yeah, that caught my eye. And with that, let's hit a couple fun things before we go on. We got, of course, Israel to deal with, and this by a Rabbi Derek Gorman. This isn't just about the Jews. It never was. Anti-Semitism is no longer hiding in the shadows, rather showing up in polite society. He goes on to say not very much, to be honest.
And what does he mean
But
by
he did. Right.
Real.
So the Anti-Defamation League's recent report should stop every decent person being in their tracks. For many of us in the Jewish community, it was not a surprise. Painful, yes. Alarming, absolutely. But shocking, tragically, no. We didn't need the data. We lived it. What he goes on to say about there's an uptick in violence against Jewish folks throughout the nation. And he doesn't exactly conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, but it's hard, it's hinted at. But the thing that I decided to look at about the ADL report, I checked a little bit, and at least in the Southeast, the new ADL report shows a decrease in anti-Semitic incidents across the Southeast in 2024. And this goes into the numbers here. Talk about across the country, the ADL counted 9,354 anti-Semitic incidents nationwide, a 5% increase from 2023 and a 344% increase over the past 5 years. But we've also been dealing with Trump riling up the neo-Nazis for over a decade now. But the thing that I I was trying to pick apart was, were they now claiming anti-Zionist rhetoric as anti-Semitic, which is something they like to conflate. So, but this is from the Tennessean. And y'all can check that out if you want. And another little thing, the largest teachers union cuts ties with the Anti-Defamation League over Israel's support. So that's good to see. The National Education Association, which is also the U.S. largest union with more than 3 million members, approved a proposal Sunday to drop the ADL as an education partner, accusing the New York-based Jewish, it says civil rights group, but let's be clear, it's a Zionist group, of using the term anti-Semitism to punish any and all criticisms of Israel. Yeah, they're a front for the Zionist movement. And yeah, I think that kind of sums up what I was looking at. I was also looking at measles this week. And there's where did you go, measles? Well,
too many open tabs, huh?
Dog, so many open tabs. So many open tabs. Yeah, I'll sum it up like this. So haven't had a measles outbreak like this since like the early 2000s, but before that there was and that one was caused apparently from religious exemptions in New York with Orthodox Jews, oddly enough. But before that, there was a big outbreak from like 89 to 91, which occurred in low income neighborhoods, Black and Latino neighborhoods, which came about because of a lack of funding that Reagan took away from clinics and stuff like that. So folks were able to get maybe one vaccination for measles, but a lot of times they weren't able to get the second vaccination, which is very key to get that herd immunity going. So I found that interesting. But there was in the tens of thousands of infections in the late 80s, early 90s. And after that occurred, there was a bill passed that put money into the vaccination program. And since, like, in the years between that to now, there was something on the level of like 10 infections or 40 infections per year. So that just shows you the power of vaccines and that healthcare is a human right. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. So much to talk about, always so much to talk about. We didn't even get to the far right conspiracy theories spread online about the Texas floods, but you know, they're very similar to the last disaster around, you know, North Carolina and everything, and how FEMA was doing this, that, and the other. And you go back before that, it's just, they just repeat the same lie for every tragedy that goes on, you know. And you got Mike Johnson and Ted Cruz saying, oh, and Greg Abbott saying, oh, you know, we just need to pray about this. And okay, buddy, you know, I think God would actually want you to do something about it, especially since you're the one literally in office and in power. But sure, what do I know? I'm just some fucking redneck from Alabama. So yeah, let's get to the fun stuff before we go.
All right. What do you got for us?
Hold on real quick. Corey asks, isn't the most simple explanation they found something in the X-Team files the admin is connected to, or they're still using their network, right? Yeah. Don't make it political, guys. There's nothing we can do to make it easier to track down and warn people about the natural disasters. Exactly. We just got to it's just we got a vibe with this weather. That's what we got to shoot for, vibing. But to the culture, are you not gonna work tabs? Oh God. I think I made the fatal mistake of not resetting my computer again before we did this show. Oh goodness. Anyway, there. Is that there?
No, I don't see any. I still see the largest U.S. teachers union cuts ties with ADL.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I saw $330 spray-on shoes that are supposed to be way easier to manufacture than standard shoes. And if that's the case, why the fuck are they $330?
Did you say spray-on shoes?
Spray-on shoes. So they take the sole and then they use a spray and just attach it to a little robot footy and spray on the outer layer of the shoe. No laces, no nothing. Yeah, a spray on shoe. I doubt you want to just do that at the house, but a $330 Swiss spray on shoe. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. For the kids and for myself, really. I read this book a long time ago, Wicked, but Wicked concert special featuring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo sets air date. The two women will perform selections from part one and possibly for good at the event. Just so you know, the Wicked Witch, she's an ally, y'all. If you have not watched the movie, is highly entertaining and really good. So if you're looking for something to watch and you haven't watched Wicked or you haven't read the books, check them out. Yeah. But yeah, Wicked special event, November 6th on NBC. Do, do, do. And we're going to finish here with the best cucumber recipes according to Eater staff. Do you like cucumbers?
I do.
Cucumbers are in season right now.
I've got some growing in my garden.
Oh man, some growing in the garden.
Yeah.
I just realized none of that stuff I was trying to showed, even though it told me it was showing. But yeah, it's harvest time for cucumbers, y'all. Build a victory garden. I'm trying to build a victory garden if I can get some scratch together for it. But I love cucumbers and I love pickles. Like just cucumber, tomato, onion salad. Oh my God. But here's the best cucumber recipes according to the Eater staff. We got nuoc cham gazpacho. I've not heard of this, but it's a let's see, the less traditional additions of sesame oil and fish sauce bring additional complexity. Oh yeah, fish sauce. You ever use fish sauce in your cooking?
I don't. I'm a vegan, so I don't.
Oh, fair enough. Well, it's just the sauce though, right? That's just, you just pick up a fish and squeeze it a little bit and throw it back in the water. That is definitely not how fish sauce is made. We got Chinese smashed cucumbers with sesame oil and garlic. I have not had basically any of these recipes. And I wish they, do they have the actual recipe for these things? They do. So yeah, if you're looking, man, we need to get some of them cucumbers and make some of this stuff. A dumpling and smashed cucumber salad with peanut sauce. You can eat peanut sauce. That's not an animal.
Yeah, I can eat peanut sauce.
Now, if you ate the peanuts, well, that'd be cannibalism, but not vegan. I don't know. Do people count? How does that work?
So people are not vegan because it's technically an animal product.
Okay.
I guess theoretically a human being could consent to being eaten and then could, but I don't know.
The
nuance
of veganism includes cannibalism.
So, but you would have to question the sanity of anybody who, or are they in sound mind and body if they consent to being eaten? Who knows?
Right. Well, just like I consent to just a slice off my ass. Right. You can take a little chunk. But the perfect cucumber salad. If we, these descriptions leave something wanting, but all the and I'm gonna look at all these recipes. I ain't gonna lie. After we get off here, a spicy cucumber margarita. But something about muddling a cucumber into everybody's favorite tequila cocktail feels perfect for summer. Sure, why not? Those are a few cucumber recipes floating around out there that it's cucumber season, y'all. It's planting season. And speaking of that, there's a whole lot of fields not being harvested right now. So welcome. Look forward to the great hunger to come, and the great foreclosures and bankruptcies of all these small farms as JD Vance uses his Trade Acre app to scoop up and corporatize all of them.
Not to mention the SNAP cuts that are coming. Like a lot of people are going to be going hungry, including right here in Alabama.
Yeah. The richest country in the world, folks. The richest country in the history of the world. And the cruelty is the point. But yeah. Jay, you got anything else before the night is through?
I think that's it. We managed to muddle our way through another episode in the most unprofessional way possible.
I know. There should be an award for that. Like most vibey chopped ass podcast. But yeah, it's thank you everybody for hanging out. We always appreciate the company, and you keep at it and we're gonna keep at it and keep spreading the good word. Yeah. So I think with that, as we like to say around here, all the power to all the people. We the people break our chains together. Solidarity forever, y'all.
Solidarity forever.